What's going on, YouTube? How's everybody today? Good to hear. We're going to talk about a pretty interesting band today called Kittens for Christian. Their 2003 album called Privilege of Your Company, released on Serjical record label Serjical Strike. Serj Tankian being the lead singer of System of a Down, pretty spiffy little metal outfit, pretty popular dudes. Yeah, they've been together since 1991, but this is only their second album. And yeah, I think this is either Serj's second band he signed or the second album he released on that label, but I know it was one of the first bands he signed on his label and he was just getting it started. This album is 14 songs, 42 minutes long. They're based out of Los Angeles. They're a trio. They've got one member from Cuba, the other member's from Scotland. The other guy's a guy who lives in Los Angeles, and they've been touring around the indie circuit for a very, very long time. And then I guess the story goes, I don't remember what member was working in this record store, but Darren from System of a Down was shopping there. So they played one of their albums there, and he really, really dug it. He really got off on it. So they gave him his record, and he was playing it on the tour bus, playing it for Serj Tankian, and Serj Tankian just, you know, flipped out over this music. He's just like, what is this? And started wearing their band t-shirts on stage and stuff, and really pushing their music on people, and eventually signed them to his own record label. And he really dug these guys, and these guys do have a very cool sound, very unique sound going on. They have it's been described as like neo new wave meets punk rock or post rock, like edgy 80s rock in it. It gets like, I wrote down every band that they got compared to, and it's like Gang of Four, Talking Heads, Wire, Cure, Sonic Youth, Pixies, Birthday Party, Echo and the Bunnymen, Love and Rockets, blah blah blah, like on and on. All these, like, you know, quintessential breakthrough, you know, genre bending kind of 80s bands. And yeah, I can kind of see the resemblance in it too. I'd never really thought of it that way when I listened to this album. The whole reason I got into these guys is because I just read this kind of half-assed little review on it a long time ago in a local newspaper here, the Edmonton Sun. And the girl kind of sums up my feelings of it too. It was just like, she had this sitting on her record pile for a long time of albums to review, and she kept putting it off because the album cover and the name made her not want to listen to it, because it is a pretty chachi little band name, and like the album cover does kind of suck. Like, it's pretty cartoony, like lightning bolts shooting into this girl's face. But then she listened to it and she was just amazed by the sound of it. It was like really, really cool, like very guitar driven. Like the vocals are very cool. He's got this like kind of like moany, yelpy, faux romantic kind of vocal styling. Kind of reminds me of like Robert Smith meets David Byrne a little. And it's got, these guys have like a very strange energy. Like, it's hard to describe this kind of music. Like, it's very, very unique. Serj Tankian actually has guest vocals on one song called Had a Plan, and that's a really, really good song. But yeah, this is like, music's pretty catchy, pretty enjoyable. It's got all kinds of like weird edginess to it. It's very rhythmic and has all these weird textures and effects. Like this whole, sometimes it'll just be a wall of guitars and effects going on. It's like just bursting with energy and this kind of like melodrama. Like, it's very well produced too. Pretty interesting stuff, these Kittens for Christian guys. Like, they have all these evil laughs and like weird sounds going on. They're named after an underground comic, I guess, by this artist named Richard Corbin from like the 60s or 70s. I don't know if anyone knows who that guy is, but yeah, very ambiguous music, very kind of like vague lyrics, very minimal lyrics. I read in an interview with these guys that they like to just record their music and just make the music and like do the lyrics dead last, and he says he doesn't put a lot of thought into it. He likes to make it very vague and kind of like, you know, somewhat heartfelt, but it's not really about any kind of personal experience at all. There's all kinds of weird like sexual references on here. Like, one of my favorite lyrics is like when he's just yelping out, "Hallelujah, I wanna do ya!" And it's just weird, like, I don't know. But yeah, it's got all these kind of like dark, lonely themes, very unique sound. Like, there's something like very like undefinable about the music I can't really say. Like, it's probably like it's unorthodox kind of songwriting on here. Like, they don't follow like traditional song structures on here. The songs are kind of like, I don't know, they have their own little way about them. It's pretty weird stuff. It's not overly metal. I keep this in my metal pile though, because I don't really know what pile to put this in. It's like, it's kind of pop rock. It's kind of like a little bit electronica. It's got a little bit of punk in it. It's got maybe not. It doesn't really have any metal in it at all, but I don't know, maybe it's just like the mood of the album or something, but it's a very fun album, very cool. Like it's kind of like get up and like woo kind of dance kind of album. But yeah, the artwork doesn't do it justice though. And inside it's got pictures of the bands. Oops. Yeah, just a little sketchbook type thing, and then this the girl with lightning bolts in her eyes in this big lonely kind of lounge room. Yeah, Kittens for Christian. They've been around since 1991. I think I read that they broke up in 2003 when this album was released, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure because he said he wanted to keep the band together and keep making music and stuff. All this kind of like weird thematic music going on. Kind of creepy, kind of dark, but very enjoyable to listen to. Very interesting sound these guys have. Kittens for Christian. I highly recommend anyone who's into like any kind of like, you know, 80s post-punk kind of neo-new wave kind of weird, bleak, moody pop music. I don't know. It's not really bleak. I don't know why I said that, but yeah, Kittens for Christian, privilege of your company. Give it a try. It's pretty weird music, pretty far out. I don't know why it has a parental advisory. I didn't really pick up on any swears though.